Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about what separates leaders from managers. As I've mentioned before, many of my clients want promotions, and the first thing we cover is the difference between the work they're doing now as managers and what would be expected of them once they move into a leadership role. So today we're going to talk about 5 differences that separate leaders from managers. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, vision versus execution. As a manager, your job in its purest form is about taking the vision handed to you and making it reality by dealing with the details, processes, and tasks to move it forward to completion. Your job is always moving forward. You have a clear idea of how to do that, and you move with precision and confidence because it's pretty straightforward. You're a doer. And if you're new to management, congratulations. This is a really big job, and that requires confidence and organizational skills, and it helps you build up to leadership. Here's how. As a leader, or director, we'll say, you'll now be working on the vision that you so often acted upon previously. Managers who have the ability to look at the vision and initiatives put in place and ask, what if we do it this way instead, are more likely to fit into that next role of contributing to the direction of the company. I remind my clients of this often. As a director, you are no longer the one who should swoop in and solve the problem. This part is very hard for my clients who are new to leadership. It's about inspiring and motivating your team by creating an environment for them to be empowered to act, just like you were. Number 2, inspiration versus control. This is usually where micromanagement can sneak in. As a manager, you're responsible for getting tasks done and making sure they're done using a specific protocol, efficiently and effectively. When I'm coaching managers, I tend to focus on helping them step into their authority as decision makers to get their objectives done. Managers are supervisors, and team members should be able to come to them with questions and problems that need to be addressed. And managers should be able to tap into their authority to make things happen and move things forward. As a leader, that's not your role anymore. I've worked with clients that have been promoted to director-level leadership positions, but they're still diving into day-to-day decisions or the familiar, I can just do it quicker myself syndrome. As a leader, you have to let go. The approaches and habits you built to accomplish tasks as a manager will not work for you as a leader, especially if you can't evolve into that inspirational role. Leaders act like an inspiration for others to follow. At work especially, we typically look around to see who's a few levels ahead of us for inspiration on how to get there. I want to be there too. How is that person behaving? Or how is that person making decisions in a way that I can emulate their style? Leaders lead by example, and that example needs to center around your values, your beliefs, and your appeal or your charisma, which is also how you influence those around you. Number 3, change versus stability. This one is fascinating to me, and here's why. I do personality assessments for my clients, and one of the metrics is about how well people tolerate change. And it's a spectrum. You can either navigate change very well, or you can thrive in stability, or you can be anything in between. I've noticed that the people who do well in transitioning from being a manager to a leader are able to step into either situation with awareness and flexibility. That means they know which environment they prefer, and they create like levers or mechanisms that help them navigate their space comfortably. They know when to encourage stability for a good outcome, and they can lean into changing factors that help them pivot into success. Managers are actually tasked with making sure that projects go off without a hitch. But if I'm a leader and I'm involved in a lot of conversations around changing factors and changing data that's going to push my projects in different directions, then as a leader, it's my responsibility to set clear boundaries for my management team so that they can navigate uncertainty while still driving progress forward with success. Number 4, people-oriented versus task-oriented. I once worked with a senior manager who told me, I don't care who works on this project as long as it gets done and done right. To me, that was too impersonal. To be fair, managers are tasked with efficiently completing their projects and meeting their objectives, so that manager definitely knew her job and what she needed to do. Becoming so impersonal about the work can be problematic once you've been promoted. That same senior manager became a director and still had the same attitude. I don't care about the people, I just care about the outcomes. Well, a good manager who transitions smoothly into being a great leader will understand how the two intersect. One of the first things I work on with my clients who are new to leadership roles is to figure out who's going to be on their leadership team. You need to build relationships with your staff and make sure each of them is empowered to make decisions based on their authority and expertise. But if you see the people working on the project as interchangeable cogs without a face, it's too impersonal. You may lack that ability to inspire the people working for you, and you'll struggle with establishing trust, which is paramount to leading effectively. Number 5, influence versus authority. Okay, so I saved the most important one for last. Managers have authority, and the best managers know how to use their authority to move mountains and get things done. When I was working in management, one of the best ways I used authority was to ensure that I was involved in certain conversations with stakeholders and my team members so that my team felt supported while we were navigating tough conversations. Authority is finite. You only have so much authority until you're given additional responsibilities or a bigger title, at which point you can assume more authority in your new role. Influence is different. It is infinite. You can be in any role. And if you have the ability to influence the people around you, you'll have a better time creating stronger connections, establishing trust with decision makers, and gaining respect from your team. The people who benefit most from capturing the magic of influence are those in leadership positions who know how to use it. To start using influence more often, start with establishing your credibility. Authority works here as a mechanism for establishing credibility. Yes, you've been given authority in this role because you're experienced and an expert in your field. This gives you credibility when contributing to bigger conversations. Using your credibility, you're now able to influence certain decisions by contributing your point of view. And because you've established trust with these stakeholders, they are now interested in hearing what you have to say and more likely to listen to your perspective. That's how it works. All right, so that's it for my video on the 5 differences that separate leaders from managers. If you have experience with shifting from a management position into leadership, please feel free to share your experiences below. I would love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, make sure to check out my Executive Presence playlist. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.